Based on the activities in the fourth quarter with Antonio Shelton, he's been suspended, and we'll move on from that.
One game.
Been suspended for 1 game.
Questions for Coach?
Hey, Coach, the NCAA considering likeness images for players. What are your thoughts on that, and kind of in the terms of how important it is for your program to keep evolving to kind of keep up with that?
Yeah, the second part of your question, it's very important. We have to stay up to date and knowledgeable about everything, every aspect of college football. But yeah, as you can imagine, it just came out, I think, late today while we were still in meetings and practice. I haven't studied it enough to be able to sit here and have an educated conversation with you about it, but we will. I'll do my research and find out about it. But at this time, literally, I think Chris said something to me when we were walking out on the field about it.
James, what is your recruiting schedule like this week, and how important is it to have an extra bye week to kind of do all the things you guys need to do recruiting-wise in the middle of the season?
Yeah, it's important. There's no doubt it's helpful. I think it's important for the team. It comes at a good time for us. We've tough stretch, and it's come at a good time for us. So excited about that in terms of a rest and recovery, perspective for the team. The first bye week wasn't really a bye week for our guys. They didn't get any time off because we had a Friday game following it. So this will be good. Guys will get a chance to spend some time with their family. Guys will get a chance maybe to go see a high school game or whatever it may be. The coaches will all be out. Some coaches are leaving Wednesday night. Most coaches will be out Thursday, Friday. I'll be out Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Have the Renaissance dinner Wednesday night, or I would have went out Wednesday night, so I'll go out Thursday morning, be out all day Thursday, all day Friday, and then all day Saturday, and then get back, and then we're back to normal work week for us with a Sunday practice. Obviously, we gain a little bit on Sunday because we won't have to do any corrections from the previous game, so we'll gain an extra couple hours, which will be valuable.
James, how would you evaluate Jason Oweh's performance so far this year, and what has he kind of brought off the field as well?
Yeah, he's doing a really nice job. As we all know, there's been a buzz about Jason, really since he arrived on campus. He is very athletic. He's getting better all the time. I think his ceiling is really high because hadn't really played a whole lot of football, so his opportunity for growth is dramatic. But he's been really good. I think early in his career, like a lot of guys, probably a pass rush specialist that is growing into more of a every down player, every down defensive end as the season goes on. Obviously, he's big, he's strong, he's physical, he's got a chance to be everything you want. But him and Coach Spencer have worked really hard. He's had great leadership from the vets as well. But we're very pleased. He's probably further ahead of schedule than we probably anticipated. I thought all the excitement and buzz that he got this summer based on measurables and those types of things is good. But at the end of the day, it's about what you do on the field, and you got to be able to translate it. And he's shown that he's been able to do that. So it's been great for our offensive line. The competition between our line and our D line, it's made everybody better.
Coach, given the two injuries to two high school players over the weekend, you had a chance to reach out to any of the parents and coaching staff?
No, but we are. We did some stuff that we're sending in terms of some physical correspondence that we're sending, and then we're going to reach out. I know Coach Pry has talked to the one coach because I want to make sure I'm doing what the coach wants me to do and what the community wants me to do. But we're obviously very aware. There's some connections with guys that we have as well. So we've started the process, but there's a lot more that we want to do. And then there's also, it sounds ridiculous, but there's also just getting clearance from the NCAA as well at what we can and can't do based on what year they are in high school and stuff like that. I know that should not matter in this, but we want to make sure that we're just doing everything the right way.
James, you had mentioned after the game that some guys were nicked up, but you thought long-term it was going to be good. Without being specific, because I know you don't want to do that, are you still feeling comfortable about where everybody is from that perspective?
I am, but as you know, I'm not going to get into who will or won't play. But it's about what I expressed to you guys post-game.
James, the development of your number 3 quarterback, how do you feel like that's progressed now that you've kind of gotten to see those guys a little bit more?
It's been good. These have been great for him. You know, we've decided to go live a little bit more than what we've done in the past because both of them have ability to make plays with their feet. And, you know, if you don't do that, you're really limited in terms of an evaluation because it's such a big part of their game. So it's been good. The fact that there's 2 of them splitting reps, it's not a whole lot of live reps that they're getting anyway, but there's some weeks where it's Taquan, and there's some weeks where it's Michael, and then we've been fortunate where we've been able to travel those guys pretty much every week, so they're gaining that experience, being on the sideline, watching adjustments, hearing conversations, in the hotel, understanding the expectations and the standards with the test and tip sheets and just all of it. You know, whenever we can travel the quarterbacks, we try to do it because there's just so much more that goes into it than just what happens on game day on Saturdays.
James,
Nittany is going to be gone. PJ must have promised he was going to take a step forward. He's pretty much been a part of that starting rotation essentially. But how has he developed as a sophomore, and where's your confidence level in him taking on maybe that first team goal?
Yeah, our confidence is high. Just like you said, we viewed him basically as a starter for us anyway. We think Rob can handle more reps. We think PJ can handle more reps. And I think that's how it'll play out. You'll see those guys play a little bit more reps. And then I think, guys like Judge, he played the last game. We see him up in his reps a little bit. We see most of those reps being split up between Rob and PJ.
James, what have you seen or know about Minnesota? And do you have a relationship with PJ?
Yeah, we know Minnesota, fairly well. Obviously, at this point of the season, there's been enough crossover games that you've seen, and there's been enough that you've seen on TV. I got a relationship with PJ. When I was at Vanderbilt, he came out and visited us. Got a chance to get to know him then, and then we've kind of stayed in touch ever since. I know PJ both personally and professionally. He's obviously done a great job now at Western Michigan, and then obviously at Minnesota. I know his wife, very well. I know PJ very well. I'm impressed. So when I watch them on tape, the thing that I think they're doing a good job is they know how to win. Early in the season they had the battle, but they found a way to get the win, and they're playing winning football on offense, defense, and special teams. They protect the football. They're very efficient on offense. Defensively, they're playing fast and aggressive. They play hard, and on special teams, they're doing what's necessary to win as well in terms of protecting the football and playing field position when they need to. They're playing to the strengths of their team. He probably puts a little bit more of a premium on time of possession, especially with that offensive line. Some of those guys we recruited as well, so there's some awareness there as well. I know the offensive coordinator I've known for a long time. He's a PA guy. The defensive coordinator's a PA guy. I try to track all the PA guys. I'm always aware of the PA guys. Their corners coach was with us at Vanderbilt, was on our staff at Vanderbilt. So there's a decent amount of familiarity there. But more than anything, they're playing smart, disciplined, Big Ten style football. And obviously I could imagine there's probably a buzz there in that city right now. And we're looking forward to going and playing. I haven't been there. I've heard the stadium is nice. I heard it gets loud. So we try to do as much kind of scouting report on what the stadium's going to be like, how loud it is, what's the wind like. Try to talk to as many different people to kind of get an idea of what it's going to be like to prepare our guys. Try to show our guys like pictures of what the locker room is going to look like, the pink locker room at Iowa. Try to show them pictures of the stadium, all those types of things. And we document those things as well, so the next time we go back, we have that to show our guys. We're not a walk the stadium program, so we try to do it that way as much as we can. But I got a lot of respect for PJ, what he's been able to do at Minnesota. I think it's great for the University of Minnesota, but I also think it's great for the Big Ten.
So
Two more.
building off that, what kind of resource is Matt Limegover going to be for you guys?
Not much. It's been a while now. There's not many guys left in that program that Matt knows and involved with. And when we played him a few years back, obviously it's different. He knew the whole roster. 3 years or 4 years is a long time. So there's not a whole lot left. So not much.
If I'm an offense and a defense does something that starts to slow me down, is the offensive response to that to execute what you're doing better, or is it to kind of adapt in a way that makes the defense change again?
So, repeat the question. I'm sorry.
If I'm an offense and the defense starts to slow me down to continue to move the ball, do you have to adjust what you're doing or just execute what you're trying to do better?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I think it's probably a combination of both. I think you're going to have your base plays that you're going to run each week no matter what, and those come down to execution. Then you have your game plan specific plays that you're trying to challenge and expose the defense's weaknesses. Then obviously when they adjust, then we have to have our answers. So if they are adjusting and playing more quarters, or they're adjusting to playing more two, or they're adjusting to doing something to take away what we're trying to exploit early in the game, then we have to be able to go to those things. So that's where you get into a situation where you may call a few things that weren't necessarily on the game plan, but you feel comfortable with your guys that, hey, we can go back. Remember, we did this against school X in week 2. They're giving us a similar issue, whether it's a bracket coverage or whatever it may be, a larger dose of cover 0 than we were expecting, then we're going to have to go to our cover 0 beaters or our bracket beaters or whatever it may be. So it's a combination of both. Ultimately it's about executing your base offense better than they execute their base defense. That's always on offense, defense, and special teams. And then obviously you need to have your weekly adjustments that you're trying to attack. They're going to have a blitz probably that we haven't seen before. We're going to have a scheme probably they haven't seen before. And then what are the adjustments that we both make from there?